Hey everyone, welcome back to my Blacadian universe. I wanted to talk about a Beyonce quote that really resonated with me as a Black woman. And, she said that being a Black woman means people challenge everything you say and you're constantly having to prove yourself. And ain't that the damn truth? So let's talk about it. As a Black woman, I am constantly expected to provide receipts for every single thing that I say and do. It is exhausting. And it's something I can't even imagine explaining. Like when I talk to my bestie, Nadine, about this, like there's just this understanding of yes, yes, yes. It's it's everybody. Everybody challenges you, and there's no other reason. There's no other reason for this challenge except for the fact that you're a Black woman. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Being a Black woman is amazing, phenomenal, despite the challenges. I wouldn't trade it in for anything in the world because I love us, I love me, and, what can I say? Hate is going to hate. But um, it's just this feeling of, I'll give an example. So in my work, and it's not just in, a professional field, and I know a lot of women will say that it's because this is a male dominated field. I'm challenged by women, um, you know, as well. And it's not about, specifically gender. There's that intersectionality, of course, but it's specifically about being a Black woman because we're seen as inferior. And so, I'm in a room, this is going back, years now, and I'm the expert. The only reason, like, this room is filled with, what I say suits. These are filled with very senior people. And, years ago, I'm not a senior corporate person. I'm just there because I know my shit. That's the only reason allowed to be in this room is there. I'm there as an like a subject expert, and I'm being asked for someone's I've been briefed the head suit person in there sort of saying these facts, and then I'm asked to sort of verify them. And, I'm saying these things and they're like, no, like someone, I'm basically talking hard facts and data. And they're like, that can't possibly be true. No, no, no. And then it's just immediately dismissed out of hand. And then, another white guy suit was like, oh, yes, I heard that this was the case, whatever. And based on his vague recollection of something that he heard, the conversation is then allowed to go forward. And I was like, it's not enough that I'm only in this room, I'm only invited because I'm supposed to know my crap backwards and forwards and upside down, which I do. And the fact that I had to be validated by some guy was just the most frustrating thing. And the thing is, I'm in this room and, I'm at work, so I can't be like, what the F? But I'm thinking it. I'm thinking it though. I'm thinking it. And it's just, you know, And the other thing was that there's other helpers in the room, like other people that sat behind their like head honcho corporate guy, and they didn't receive as many challenges as um, as we did, as my group did, because I was the only black woman in the room. And so, they must have thought there had been some sort of mistake that, I was here as the subject matter expert, because how could I possibly be? And I just remember thinking, like, this is so frustrating because the only reason they're not believing anything I say is because I'm black. Because I'm black. There's other women in the room, but I was like, the only reason they're challenging this so hard is because their little racist brains are broken. They cannot compute that I'm there giving them the cold hard facts. And so I was thinking that, and it's one of the perfect, and I'm going to explain this in, the way I explain things with a reference. And the movie Anchorman. And I love this movie, and I think I've used this a lot, this quote from the movie. But, the main character, she's like, a female anchor, and she's like in this male dominated field in the 70s. And if you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's a funny movie. And she's on the date with this other anchor guy who's showing around the town, and then he's trying to make up some history about like San Diego, their town that they're in. And he's giving all these sort of explanations, except like for the meaning behind the name of the town. And then she's just has to say in her politest, maybe there's leaving some room for doubt, even though she's like, this, I just heard the stupidest stuff coming out of your face I've ever heard in my life. And she has this tone, which I know a lot of women, but I know a lot of black women know really well. And she sort of goes into this high pitched, isn't it Saint Diego? And I say it all the time, and it's like a shorthand for people that know me. Whenever I say, is it Saint Diego, they know exactly what I'm saying, which is that you're dumb. Stop challenging me. I'm right on this. I know. I pull it out rarely, I have to say, but I'm like, is it Saint Diego? Which is me saying, you're dumb. And so, she has to sort of, and then she sort of says quietly to herself, no, that's what it means. And it's the best, because as black women, we have to be saying, isn't it Saint Diego, all the time. And I'll tell you what's significant about it is that the level of accomplishment, the level of intelligence, the level of skill that black women need to acquire to even be in a position to be heard is extraordinary. It's leaps and bounds above and beyond the other people that they will be in a room with. So they are already exceptional just to be in that room, and they will still be challenged. They will always be challenged. Now, as I've gotten older and less indulgent of this phenomenon, it's a nice word of saying it, this challenge, I rarely indulge this challenge. I also expect it. I know when it's going to come. And so, I have, my responses ready. And it's always interesting because I don't play the game. It's tiring, but I won't indulge them. Like, I've literally said it's like, if I'm out in a place and, people pretend like they're not seeing me or like, I don't belong there, I've literally said, nope, I belong here, looking them dead in the face, and, they know what I mean. They could be like, yeah, no, I know it's confusing for you to understand that Black women are in this space. But, I would just be like, let's have a talk about it. You want to pretend the silent game, the little, polite Canadian racism. I'm like, say it to my face. Say it to my face that you don't think that I don't belong here, that I'm not allowed to be here. Speak your truth to me. Then I'm going to tear your ass up. But, I've, said, oh, did you need me to, walk you through the material again? Did you not understand, what it was saying? Put it back on them. You're not going to be challenging these facts. Like I need to be 1,000,000% sure. I know like math people don't come for me, but like I need to be 1,000,000% sure before I put this out into the world, because I know that they are going to challenge this simply because I'm a Black woman. I need to prove that I, deserve attention. I deserve to be heard. I deserve, love, admiration. I deserve, anything that I get that somebody else wants. I have to prove to the world that I am deserving of it. And it is exhausting and it's humiliating, and it's one of those things that truly make Black women amazing. This is why when I say that people are jealous of us, is because they know what they do. They know how we fight. They know how we're seen, and still we rise. Still we rise. Despite all the obstacles that they put in our way, despite all of the crap, they still try and copy us. They still try to, bottle that secret sauce of what it means to be a Black woman. And when everyone's telling you that you can't, that you aren't, you don't deserve, and you can still celebrate and love yourself, that's the mark of being exceptional, and that's what it means to be a Black woman. So, bring on the questions, bring on the challenges, because you're never going to stop us. You're just not, and I will say that it is tiring, it's exhausting, but we're never going to stop fighting. And we as Black women need to support each other and love on each other and, have each other's back as always, because, we only have us. We only have us. So thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you next time.